fingertip spurts, trekking to stars with an old geek spurt. Up in the attic by the glowing screen, cultures clash like you've never seen. Post-apocalyptic visions clash, tales of terror in a lightning flash. Up in the attic by the glowing screen, cultures clash like you've never seen. Post-apocalyptic visions clash, tales of terror in a lightning flash. That old Yorkshire geek with stories to unfold. Keep your eyes wide open and your soul won't grow cold. In the realm of the strange and the fantastical, lost in the dark but is the light so magical. Magical. Whispers of Lovecraft in the dead of night, spaceships, sorcery, shadow fright, dungeons deep and castles grand, tales of might from this England land. That old Yorkshire geek with stories to unfold. Keep your eyes wide open and your soul won't grow cold. In the realm of the strange and the fantastical, lost in the dark but it's a light so magical. While dragons flame, hearts of heroes in the Hall of Fame. Flee or fight the monsters we dread, by the winds of wonder in his stories are spread. That old Yorkshire geek with stories to unfold. Keep your eyes wide open and your soul won't grow cold. In the realm of the strange and the fantastical, lost in the dark but it's light so magical. Magical. The Zulu breeze while dragons flame. Hearts of heroes in the Hall of Fame. Flee or fight the monsters we dread, the winds of wonder in the stories are spread. That old Yorkshire geek with stories to unfold. Keep your eyes wide open and your soul won't grow cold. In the realm of the strange and the fantastical.
Hey up, it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek, and I'm doing a live news stream on a Sunday. I do them occasionally, don't I, now? It's not a regular thing. But I've got a few news items for us to have a look at. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell. If you're subscribed already, I just sort my hair out. What else? Explore the description for links for various stuff, such as merch, my books. They're underneath stuff again, never mind. What else? My Patreon page, and become a member as well. Become a member of the YouTube channel. You can join in the live chat, get early access videos, exclusive videos, and Justin34's here saying, hello, good sir, hello, Justin34. And what else? And that's about it, isn't it? I can't think of anything else. What, my cat's up to something. Where is he? I'm saying my cat. He's not really my cat. He's just a cat we've taken in. He's lurking somewhere. Probably jump on me in a minute. Right, so news. We've got some news items to look at. So that's what we're going to do. But before we start, I'll make sure we should be live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We're live on Rumble and we're live on Twitch. Yes, right, okay. I'm sure I've forgotten something. But I can't remember what. Of course, I'm old and stupid. Anywho, right, so we'll begin. Some news items to look at. Not that many, so it won't be too long, I hope. All the links for these news articles that we're going to be looking at are in the description down below, so you can look at them at your leisure, and I'll probably put timestamps in later on. Right, okie dokie. Let's start off. Begin. Oh, he's here, look, I told you. Behave yourself, you. Old tab. Is this? I've shown you him before. Is can't see him. He's on the windowsill. He's like a big old tabby cat that I think he was a stray. I'm not entirely sure because he's chipped. He's got a microchip. I've done the thing, but nobody seems to own him. So, anyway, so we've taken him in, and he seems happy enough. Right. So first off, Jurassic World Rebirth director Gareth Edwards reveals the influence Star Wars had on the mutant dinosaur, teased in the new trailer. Quote, some Rancor went in there. This is from Bounding Into Comics, J.B. Augustine reporting. I did a review of the trailer earlier on in the week. I thought it was fine. I thought it was okay. I'm looking forward to the film, to be honest. It looks a lot of fun. Tomb Raider, Jurassic Park meets Tomb Raider. That's what I thought of it. But it looks okay. And a bit of aliens thrown in. Looks like love at first sight to me. Oh, he likes you, Burke. Bit of that going on there, isn't there? Right, so Jurassic World Rebirth's first trailer premiered this past week, and it confirmed some of the spoiler talk that had the internet buzzing with speculation, including InGen's newest freak of nature that is part dinosaur and all monster. Is it InGen though? I thought they changed. I thought it was a new, different company now. I don't know. I can't keep up with it. And there's Scarlett Johansson. A list of dinosaurs that will be in the film was posted to Reddit not too long ago ahead of the first glimpses of the Jurassic sequel directed by Gareth Edwards. I'm hoping it's going to be good because I like Gareth Edwards' films. I think I've liked all of his films I've seen, from Monster to I liked his Godzilla one. I don't know why people didn't like that, but I really liked his Godzilla. What else? The Creator, which I think is amazing. And obviously Rogue One, which is easily the best of the new Star Wars films. Anyway, where were I? Among the specimens shared was a mysterious hybrid referred to as the D-Rex, which didn't sound like anything this franchise has seen before. Are we going to see a picture of it? I presume we will. Yes, I didn't know. Remember, if you watch me review, there's like a big long sauropod dinosaurs at the beginning that's got like a crest and a whiplash tail. I didn't know what they were, and I did look it up, and apparently they're titanosaurs. But anyway, I said they looked a bit like the dinosaur in when dinosaurs ruled the earth from 1970 or something like that, but they're not them. But they just reminded me of them. Anyway, where were we? The Reddit spoiler rundown described the D-Rex as an accident with 6 limbs that is supposed to exemplify cloning gone wrong. Why did they just destroy it then? I don't understand what's going on. But I'm sure maybe it'll explain it in the film. Based on what can be seen of it and its obscured alien/sauropod proportions in the trailer, that description wasn't far off. Moreover, its hybrid condition is due to the eclectic influences Edwards conceded recently. And there's a link for the trailer. When you make the creature... By the way, is that big enough, that variety? So I'll make it a bit bigger. There we go. When you make a creature, you get a big, massive pot and you pour in your favourite monsters from other films and books. What are you up to, Tabby? What are you looking at there? Are you trying to turn on my record player? It's trying to turn on my record player. What are you up to? Go and lie down on the couch like you've been there all day, and now as soon as I start a show, you're watching my finger, aren't you? Pointing. You don't mind yawning at me. Anyway, where were we? I'll start again. When you make a creature, you get a big massive pot and you pour in your favourite monsters from other films and books, he explained to Vanity Fair. Some Rancor went in there, some HR Giga went in there, a little T-Rex went in there. That is to say, the director draws from Star Wars specifically the Return of the Jedi, and Alien, as well as the lore Michael Crichton created and that Steven Spielberg built on. George Lucas introduced audiences to the ugly reptilian Rancor in 1983 when Jabba the Hutt unleashed one on Luke Skywalker and anyone who displeased him, such as poor Oola, innit? Luke, of course, was able to slay the hulking beast, and making the beast's handler very sad in the process. who were played by this really famous British actor, and I've forgotten his name. He's got wonky eyes. He's been in loads of stuff. Anyway, there's the. I presume this is the D-Rex of which they are speaking. I say it kind of looks Rancorish, doesn't it? Well, not kind of, it does. Anyway, where were we? With Rebirth coming from the modern auteur who brought us Hollywood's first crack at Godzilla in over 15 years, which were, again, I liked it, I thought it was good. Weird giant monsters will be the norm in this summer movie, but they won't be the run-of-the-mill in terms of extinct creatures. These are the dinosaurs that didn't work. There's some mutations in there. Jurassic Park series producer Frank Marshall added when he spoke to Vanity Fair. They're all based on real dinosaur research, but they look a little different. What you up to? Tell you. Don't you dare go down the back of that computer. Just a minute. What you doing? You're just looking out at window. Oh no, I'll let you off. As soon as I start a show, bloody cats start, don't they? Anyway. Tyrannosaurus, Titanosaurus, Mosasaurus, however you want to pronounce it, and Spinosaurus are also confirmed for Jurassic World Rebirth. We also saw Dilophosaurus, didn't we? And some sort of raptor. I'm doing that because I'm doing the claw. And what else did we see? We saw. They're saying it's Quetzalcoatlus, the pterosaur that we saw. I said it might be Ornithocheirus, but they're saying it's Quetzalcoatlus. Anyway, whatever. And some others, we saw some others as well. As Marshall said, they are redesigned for the sequel to look more accurate. Oh, is that it? Oh, right, fair enough. Right, okay. So he's thrown in a bit of Rancor in there and some Giga. It did look a bit alien-y. They're not showing that shot here. It might be in here. What are you doing now? See, you're after me pencils now. Behave yourself. Leave me pencils alone. Look, you've got rid of that one, haven't you? You're being naughty. I'll pick you up and show you to everybody. Show you to all the boys and girls out there. Well, right. Come here, you big... Oh, you're a big heavy lump, aren't you? You are a big heavy lump, aren't you? Go on then, bugger off. Oh dear. And his farts stink and all. Tell you that for notes. Anyway, where were we? Oh, wow, we're going to look for that... let me mute it. We get a glimpse of it, don't we, in the gloom, and it looks very alien-y. If I can find it, I bet I can't find it. Is that it? I think it's this coming up here, isn't it? Go away. What's that? Go away. I think it's this shot where we see it here, isn't it? I think is it? Maybe not. Or was it earlier? No, it must be later. Ah, there it is. It kind of looks like an alien, doesn't it? A xenomorph, how you want to pronounce it, doesn't it? There, it's got a whatever they call that, the carapace. If my mate were here, we'd be killing ourselves laughing because for some reason we find that word hilariously funny, carapace. Anyway, that and big teeth. It looks more like a xenomorph, whatever's your poison, than a Rancor, doesn't it? There, in that particular shot, if it's the same thing, I'm presuming it is. But anyway, look, you're back again, aren't you, buggerlugs? Oi, what you doing? Go on the couch. I'm telling you. Justin says, I don't know, I kind of wish they would go back to how the original was in terms of the message. What do you mean in terms of the message? That you shouldn't mess about with, nature. That's kind of the message of the original, wasn't it? Life finds a way and all that stuff. That's what the message was, wasn't it? But I don't understand. Oh, but it may be good. I'm still looking forward to it. I've liked all the Jurassic Park / World films. In the same way that I've liked all the Terminator films. Not all of them are good films, but I've kind of enjoyed them all. So, I can take something from all of them. I'm going to say something, I forgot what it was. This one. I don't understand why these are mistakes that have just been left on this island. If they're from some sort of lab and they knew they'd made a mistake, why didn't they just destroy them? I don't know, but anyway, I'm sure it'll explain it. Look, he's been dead naughty, is this cat. What are you up to now? Oh, he's so naughty. get him. Anyway, so there we go. So that's Jurassic World. I think to call it Jurassic Park Rebirth. Because, I don't know, but whatever. But, or Jurassic Park World. Or Jurassic Land. Anyway, I don't know. But I'm still looking forward to it, and I hope it's going to be good. And it's coming out in July, and I hope my son wants to go see it at the cinema. But I don't think he will, because he watched the trailer and said it looks rubbish. That were his exact words. That were verbatim. That was his review. Stephen, he said, he doesn't never calls me Dad. Look, you're going around here now, aren't you? Go on, there's nothing there for you. Go on, bugger off. Go on, back. Go on, shut off. Stop being naughty. Stop being naughty, you. Yes, I get you. You'll go out. Shall I put the cat out? Shall I make him go out? So he can have a run about outside. Right, I will. Right, so we'll put on a commercial, not a commercial break, a be right back thing. If I can find where I've put it. Right, back in a mo. I'm back. Cats and kids and teapot lids. That's what my mother used to say. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? I don't know. I've forgotten. Anyway, Jurassic World. It looks good. And, that's what I was saying. My son's review said, Stephen, because he never calls me Dad. Calls me Stephen. Stephen, I've watched that trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth and it looks rubbish, he said. That's his verbatim, his review. I think it looks good. Justin says, yes, the dinosaurs died out for a reason, but we think we're so smart and can control things totally, kind of like AI. It will find a way. AI is terrifying. Just because we can does not mean we should. Yes, as Jeff Goldblum said, didn't he, when they were banging the table in the first one. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. You stood on the shoulders of giants and you rushed to achieve something or whatever. Anyway, but that's what AI is going to be like. AI is accelerating. You can't trust anything you see on the internet now because it could be AI. I used to be really into UFOs, and I'm not. Well, I still am, but there's loads of UFO videos and stuff, and on YouTube, and you can't believe any of them because they could be AI for all you know. Because they don't say, other on these videos, we have seen the original tape or the original, what they call the data on the if it's on a what they call it, a card, SD card or whatever, look at XFID data, something like that. I can't remember what they call it. But whatever. Yes, you're selling it. Bang, bang. Put it on a plastic lunchbox and all that stuff. Yes. Great part of the movie. And I wish I could do an impression of Jeff Goldblum, but I can't. Because I can't do any impressions. Anyway, I'm waffling, aren't I? Let's get on to the next news story. I was talking about AI, wasn't I? Yeah, AI is terrifying. That is the scariest thing. No, not creating dinosaurs, whatever. AI is going to take over, but I think it's going to do it quietly. I don't think we're going to realise we're going to end up being ruled by AI. That's what I think is going to happen. All our leaders are just going to end up being AI creations that we see on telly, but never in real life, because they're all created just for the TV screen. We're never going to see him in real life. And they'll be saying, why doesn't the Prime Minister open hospitals anymore? Because it's not real. You voted for an AI construct. That's what I think is going to happen. soon. Same with presidents and all that stuff. They're all going to be AI, and we're not going to know until it's too late. Anyway, on to the next story. What's the next one? Oh, I'll do a quick break, a 15-second break, and then we'll hop into the next story. If I can find my 15-second break thing. Where the hell have I put it? It's here somewhere. There we go. Right, I'm back. Why is that not working? Oh, hang on. There we go. There we go. So, next up, from Gate World, a bit of SG-1 news. New fan documentary chronicles Stargate SG-1 production history. So, I just want to see some new Stargate, though. But, we'll just have to make do with a documentary for the time being. This is from Gate World, obviously. Who wrote it? Gate World staff wrote this one. Gate World will premiere a short history of Stargate SG-1, exploring the highs and profound challenges of the show's historic run. No lows. Oh, well, that's profound challenges instead of lows. And there's SG-1, but this is from seasons 9 and 10, isn't it? Because we've got Lieutenant Colonel Cameron Mitchell there, who took over from Jack O'Neill, and Sam Carter, Daniel Jackson, Vala Maldoran, and Teal'c. So seasons 9 and 10. Anyway, which I still say are my two favourite seasons. I know it's heresy to say that, but I do watch those two seasons more than any other seasons of Stargate. I'm weird. A brand new fan documentary from Gate World will tell the story of Stargate SG-1's 11-year production history from the series launch in 1997 to the movies that follow up the show's 10-year run. Scroll. A short history of Stargate SG-1 is a full-length documentary, so it's not going to be short then. Written and produced by Gate World founder Darren Sumner. I wonder if Colonel Sumner were named after him. In Stargate Atlantis, the pilot, what it called Rising. They were called Rising, wasn't it? Of Atlantis. That Colonel Sumner, the Robert Patrick character. I wonder if they were named after him. It might have been. I don't know. Anyway, Gate World founder Darren Sumner, who has been chronicling the franchise in real time since the fan site's founding in 1999. While the hit science fiction show was in production, Sumner reported on Stargate from the Vancouver, British Columbia sets and has interviewed numerous cast members, writers, producers and directors over the past 25 years. The project is the culmination of years of work, Sumner said, but it's just part of a longer story. The history of the Stargate franchise is filled with fascinating stories and dramatic twists and turns, and finally releasing the SG-1 documentary is the first step in what we hope to do in the future. The documentary will premiere free on YouTube. Oh, and there's a link. On Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Because the lovers. As a live event beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. GMT, which is me. Although I think, I don't know we're adding GMT because it's February, isn't it? 3 p.m. GMT. It runs about 43 minutes in length. Following the premiere, the documentary will be available to watch. So it's not full length then, is it? It's a full length documentary. Usually when they say full length, that's usually like 90 minutes, isn't it? Whatever. About 43 minutes in length. Following the premiere, the documentary will be available to watch on demand worldwide. Are these clips from it? Maybe they are. Showing behind-the-scenes footage. Or shots, should I say. A short history of Stargate SG-1 picks up from the success of Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin's 1994 feature film to examine how the idea ultimately made its way to television as part of a long-term deal between MGM Television and Showtime. SG-1 starred Richard Dean Anderson as Colonel Jack O'Neill, 2 L's, an Air Force veteran who is called out of retirement after an alien attack through the Stargate, an ancient teleportation device that was put in mothballs following the events of the movie. Also starring in the show's first years were Michael Shanks as Dr. Daniel Jackson, Amanda Tapping as Captain Samantha Carter, Christopher Judge as the alien warrior Teal'c, and Don S. Davis as General George Hammond. Stargate SG-1 aired for 5 seasons on Showtime in the United States and was somewhat miraculously saved from cancellation when MGM's Charlie Cohen forged a deal to move it to the Sci-Fi Channel in 2002. Remember when it was called the Sci-Fi Channel? I used to love it when it was called the Sci-Fi Channel. Anyway, now it's just Sci-Fi, isn't it? In the UK, I think it's called Sky Sci-Fi now. I'm sure it is. Anyway. After Anderson finally retired from the show after 8 seasons, new cast members Ben Browder and Claudia Black, who had previously starred together in Sci-Fi's Farscape, joined the team for another 2 seasons of adventures. In its 10th year, SG-1 entered the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest-running science fiction show produced in North America. The series ended in 2007 and was followed by The Ark of Truth, which I love. One of my favourite things ever is The Ark of Truth. And Stargate Continuum, which is good as well, in 2008, as well as 2 spin-offs, Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe, and the animated series as well, Stargate Infinity, which were rubbish. I was swept up by Stargate when I started watching in 1998, and now a short history of Stargate SG-1 is my love letter to everything that the franchise has given to me and to its fans around the world, Sumner said. The story of the making of the show is a compelling one, but this project is also about saying thank you to the hundreds of people who worked on the crew during those remarkable years. Set a reminder to watch, subscribe to Gateworld on YouTube. Yes, do that. And enable alerts. Excuse me. And enable alerts for new videos. There we go. So I look forward to that. If you can't wait, you can go to the Popcast, the channel, the Popcast, and I think they've got they call like a definitive history of Stargate. I think they have something like that. Anyway, is that it? That's it. Yes. So look forward to that. So that's next Friday, Valentine's Day, the same day that Captain America: Brave New World drops or opens at the movies. But I look forward to that. But first off, we want to see new Stargate, don't we? On on Amazon. We want new Stargate on Amazon that continues the legacy of SG-1 and Atlantis and Universe. With new characters, but you can have cameos from the old cast, like they did in Stargate Atlantis. It was a whole new crew, wasn't it? Whole new team and all that. But occasionally, they did crossovers with SG-1. But anyway, so there we go. So that's that. So look forward to that, and I hope it'll be good. Right. We'll move on to the next one then. We'll move on to the next article, which is this one. There we go. This is from Nerdist. What have you got this stuff in the way of the text? Unbelievable. Luke Skywalker coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland at last. But it's not Mark Hamill. It's just somebody dressed up as Luke Skywalker. It says Eric Diaz. Star Wars... Look, bloody got this lot in front of the text. Unbelievable. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland and Walt Disney World is a Star Wars fan's dream come true in many ways. Not what I've heard. Not that I've been, but anyway. But one thing about it that no one is happy with is the fixed timeline to the sequel trilogy. Now, we're not sequel haters here at Nerdist. We love seeing Rey and Kylo Ren in the land, but what about characters from the other 2 trilogies? Park guests really want to see them too. Well, according to Disney Parks' X account, formerly known as Twitter, it looks like Luke Skywalker is officially coming to Galaxy's Edge. The official account teased Luke's arrival in a post on social media. The follow-up post mentions Season of the Force, a Disneyland-only promotion, so it's not going to be the Florida Disney World. So maybe Luke won't come to Orlando, just Anaheim. Oh, there's the video. So we'll watch this. So You ready? We get a copyright strike now over that music, but never mind. But anyway, there we go. So it's somebody dressed up as Luke, and as young Luke. It's not Luke with his beard and that, from the sequel trilogy. It's young Luke, well, from his Return of the Jedi and beyond phase, in it. Some people were saying that they thought it was a woman playing him, but I've had a look and it isn't. It's a fella. You can tell it's a young man that's playing Luke. If you look at his face, if it shows it, whatever. It is a fella. And I'm sure the spirit of Kenny Baker lives within that R2 unit. Read more, that says. This very much looks just like Luke Skywalker in his Return of the Jedi robes, with his trusted astromech R2-D2 by his side. R2 does occasionally stroll through Galaxy's Edge, although to be fair, he is a character who covers the entire Skywalker saga. This Luke appears to be the one we meet in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, so it's still going to be like Disney Luke, isn't it? When he answers Grogu's Force call. True, we've seen other non-sequel trilogy characters in Galaxy's Edge over the last few years, like Ahsoka, but they're all part of the Disney Star Wars, I don't know. Sabine, Boba Fett and Mando, and Mando and Grogu, but they're usually tie-ins to promote a Disney Plus series. Characters from the other Star Wars trilogies have been famously absent. Oh, there's a photo. This looks to all change with Luke's arrival. Does this mean we'll finally see Han, Leia, yes, Leia, and Darth Vader? Why has he got a link? No, I don't know. Himself. What about Obi-Wan and Queen Amidala? Disney does have the costumes on hand. They tend to bring them out on special event nights like Star Wars Disneyland After Dark Night. What's about a night like that for? Americans. But shouldn't they always be in Galaxy's Edge? As long as the Phantom Menace era Anakin isn't standing around next to Darth Vader, we think it's high time the entire film saga was represented. I don't know how it works. I've never been. Hopefully Master Skywalker's arrival in Galaxy's Edge means those old rules are finally loosening up. There we go. So Luke's coming back. Luke's coming to Galaxy's Edge, not coming back. Coming to Galaxy's Edge. And young Luke, not Jake Skywalker who drinks green milk. All warm. So there we go. But it's just apparently it's just Disneyland in California. So there we go. I bet they don't do anything. I bet this is just something to get people talking, and they'll do like one thing. It'll have nothing to do with anything, and that'll be it. And the kids will be saying, "That's not Luke. It's just some fella dressed up in black. Is it Kylo Ren?" They'll say. Bet they do. Anyway, moving on. We'll have a quick break while I sort out the next article. Back in a flash. Right, I'm back. So, next up, Sigourney Weaver, talking about sticking with Star Wars. This is from CBR. Who's writing this one? Adam Mailstrup, maybe? I don't know. Sigourney Weaver addresses her Star Wars movie role, reveals one big change for Grogu. And there she is. And there's a little green sod, and there's John Wayne's grandson. I wonder how much of this Mando and Grogu movie Pedro Pascal is actually in. I know his voice is going to be in it, but I wonder how much of it he's going to be in it under the helmet. I don't know. Anywho, let's make that a bit bigger. There we go. While plot details for The Mandalorian and Grogu, terrible name, it's not going to put bums on seats. I know I say that every time, but it's not going to, is it? People are going to say, what the hell is that? Anyway, remain under wraps. The film star Sigourney Weaver recently revealed some insights into her character and what fans can expect to see regarding Grogu. The Mandalorian and Grogu will serve as the first Star Wars movie to hit theatres since the rise of Palpatine back in 2019. With a set release date of May 22nd, 2026. Despite wrapping production back in late 2024, not much is known about the film other than it being a continuation of the Disney Plus series. I said we don't know a huge amount about it. There's been a couple of on-set shots, haven't there? That's about it. The Mandalorian. However, Weaver recently teased some details about her rumoured role as a New Republic colonel in The Mandalorian and Grogu, revealing what her character's connection to the fan favourite bounty hunter is. At least she's going to be a goodie then, by the sounds of it. Because recently she's been kind of playing bad guys, hasn't she? When she's popped up in these movies. Usually a surprise. She popped up as a surprise, doesn't she? Usually. But and she's usually the baddie. In like Cabin in the Woods and Paul and other films. I play a wonderful character who is, in a position of authority, Weaver told Games Radar. And I have to send the Mandalorian out on a mission on the Outer Rim where all the bad stuff happens. Weaver would further tease some interesting details regarding Grogu, revealing that he not only has grown older since audiences last saw him in The Mandalorian Season 3, but potentially even more powerful in the Force. I nearly swore then. Can he talk? Has he gained the power of speech yet? I bloody hate it. I get to have scenes with a little Grogu, which is probably why I did the movie, Weaver said. And he's a little badass too, in bold text. It's going to be wonderful for people to see what Grogu is up to now, because he's grown up a little bit and is capable of much more than maybe we think just watching the series. Is he capable of talking yet? In addition to Weaver, Pedro Pascal will return to reprise his role as Din Djarin for the film, and it was recently confirmed that the Bear star Jeremy Allen White will make an appearance as Rotter the Hutt, as it Rota. It's got two T's, so it should be Rotter, shouldn't it? But anyway, the son of Jabba the Hutt, who we saw in the movie of Clone Wars, didn't we? To go and rescue him. I forgot what I want now. Johnny Coyne, who portrayed an Imperial warlord in The Mandalorian Season 3, is also set to feature in the film. I can't remember that. I can't remember that. Jon Favreau, I'm going to have to watch Season 3 again. I genuinely can't remember. An Imperial warlord. I have no memory of that whatsoever. I remember Jack Black being in it. And what's her face that plays the flute. Jon Favreau, the creator of The Mandalorian, directs the upcoming film from a script he penned alongside Dave Filoni. I've got some. Well, these not from the movie. These are from The Mandalorian, aren't they? That's where we first saw Grogu at the end of the first episode. Little sod. Oh, I thought we'd done that. The Mandalorian and Grogu serves as Star Wars' return to the big screen, having spent the years following the rise of Palpatine building out its TV universe on Disney+. More films will follow in the wake of The Mandalorian and Grogu, such as Filoni's New Republic movie. Still not certain that all these are happening, is it? James Mangold's film centred around the origins of the Force, a trilogy by Simon Kinberg, and the Rey Skywalker movie that may or may not be connected to Kinberg's trilogy. Who knows what's going to happen? Justin says, I don't know if people want to see an older Grogu. The baby is kind of the selling point. Oh, yeah. But is it just going to keep him young forever like Bart Simpson? They could do, couldn't they? I mean, he's 50 years old, for crying out loud, and he still can't speak. Yoda was training Jedi when he were 100. So, anyway. So he's going to have a growth spurt at some point, isn't he? Where were we? Sean Levy, best known for his recent blockbuster hit Deadpool and Wolverine, is also set to direct his own Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling reportedly in talks to star. While Mando and Grogu are set to return to the big screen in 2026, there appears to be no plans for a potential fourth season of The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian and Grogu hits theatres on May 22nd, 2026, which we've said already. So there we go. I'm not building my hopes up for this one, but you never know. They might surprise us if Jon Favreau's doing it, but who knows? It's still a crap title, The Mandalorian and Grogu, and people are going to be there. Like I said, the normies are going to be saying, what the hell is this? It says Star Wars, but what does the rest mean? Baby Grogu. Baby Yoda forever. Anyway, maybe he'll get killed in the film. No, he won't. But they need to change the title of it, I think, to something else. But anyway, right, let's move on to the next article. We're moving on to Star Trek now. Oh, are we? Oh, that came on suddenly. Big yawn. Anyway, moving on. Right. This is from Red Shirts Always Die. Oh, crikey, my eyes twitching now, I tell you. Must be tired. Rachel Carrington reports streaming services have earned $2.6 billion from Star Trek since 2020. It's 2020, that's in 5 years, so it's not exactly huge amounts, is it? Which offers promise for the franchise. And there's the Enterprise, the original one. Right, whether the shows and movies are considered good or bad in fans' opinions, streaming services have earned a mint globally of the Star Trek franchise since the first quarter of 2020, according to the wrap behind a paywall. Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu and other services have raked in $2.6 billion from subscriber revenue. But is that going to be from the new Star Treks? Because I don't think the new Star Treks get people to sign up for these. Although I did originally, it was Star Trek Discovery that made me subscribe to Netflix because it were on Netflix internationally, and that made me sign up for Netflix. And then it left after 3 seasons. Left Netflix after 3 seasons, didn't it? Netflix didn't have anything else to do with it. But anywho, but on Netflix internationally now, the classic Star Trek's on there. All the TNG original series, animated series, TNG, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise. They're all on Netflix internationally, in the UK at least. Anyway, so I wonder, I think people watch the original classic Star Trek on streaming services rather than the new stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, the Wrap shared that Parrot Analytics showed that it was actually Netflix, there you go, that has made the most money from the franchise, which is surprising considering Paramount Plus has billed itself as the home of Star Trek, just not Star Trek Prodigy, because they got rid of that, didn't they, for some weird, bizarre reason, and that ended up on Netflix. While this isn't the best of news for the streaming channel, it is good news for the franchise overall, as it's a clear money maker globally. But is it Star Trek that I don't understand where they're getting this connection between Star Trek making? I don't understand where they're getting this $2.6 billion number from, because all of these streaming services combined will easily generate more than $2.6 billion from subscriber revenue, won't they? I don't know, unless they've done a survey and they've asked what show or movie or whatever influenced you in signing up for this whatever streaming service, and maybe some of them have said Star Trek. I don't know, but anyway, let's read the article and see what it says. This offers hope to fans that Star Trek isn't going anywhere, making that amount of revenue off the franchise. Streamers are most likely hoping to keep ties to Star Trek, with Skydance taking over later this year and the numbers looking this good, but do they? The chances of more Trek coming are high. 2.6 billion in 4 years' time is quite a bit of income. But that's shared over all the streaming services, isn't it, that I just mentioned? Of course, it would have been better for Paramount Plus had all of that money gone into its pockets, but this just proves that Star Trek works best when it's disseminated. Fans want multiple options when it comes to watching their favourite series, especially if they only want to subscribe to one or two streaming services. While Paramount Plus offers a lot of quality television, it's not going to be the top streaming channel chosen if viewers had to pick one. That honour would likely go to Amazon Prime, Hulu or Netflix. Pretty much. If there's one more thing these numbers teach us that a lot of us already know, Star Trek's staying power will greatly exceed the 60 years it's already been around. No doubt future generations will be enjoying the same great episodes we are watching now. Is that it? The short articles tonight, aren't they? But yeah, I don't know. I think this. I don't understand this article. Is this one that's been paid for by Paramount Plus? Because I don't understand where they get these numbers from. Let's do a what's this? Quarterly streaming hang on. There you go. Quarterly streaming subscriber revenue from Star Trek franchise. Paramount Plus gone down there. Look, anyway, they've all gone down, haven't they? At the back end of 2024. Amazon Prime, Netflix is the red. So Amazon Prime's got the highest, hasn't it? Well, I don't know. An other, or the oh no, it can't be. Because what's the other? Don't know, but the other's got the highest revenue. I have no idea. Justin says Star Trek is in rough shape. There's been some good from the new era, but a lot of it has been bad. Yes, it has, a lot of it. But it has been some good. I'm a fan of Strange New Worlds. I know it's rubbish and it's annoying, but not as annoying as Discovery was. It's more fun. So I cut Strange New Worlds a lot of slack. But anyway, in terms of writing and story execution, plus the look of the sets and CGI is just terrible a lot of the time. Yeah, I think modern TV needs to stop trying to be. I've said this before. They need to stop trying to make movies for TV. If you know what I mean. They're spending movie amounts of money on TV shows, but anyway, and it's suffering from the Marvel Star Wars effect. Yeah, because pretty much all shows these days tend to look the same, don't they? There's one that's on Amazon. Apparently it's in its second season. I'd never heard of it, but apparently it's in its second season now, called Beacon 23. I've not watched it yet. I started watching it. I didn't get very far. I don't think I was in the mood. And it might be interesting, I don't know, but the effects in that, it looks very, like everything else you've seen. They all look the same, don't they? All this stuff in space. Space is just full of stuff. You never get empty space. Space is always teeming with things floating about, and it all looks very CG. But anyway, so there we go. So I'm guessing they've added up all these numbers. But I don't understand where they've got from the Star Trek franchise. They must have asked the subscribers. They must have done a survey of the subscribers of these channels and said, what do you watch on these channels? What is your favourite show? And the ones that said Star Trek, I'm guessing. I don't know how they've worked it out. I don't know. But anyway. Justin says, yes, get back to basics. Season 3 of Picard, where you liked it or not, looked like Trek. Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And it was a ship-based series, wasn't it? I don't think they landed on a single planet, did they? They were all in the ships, the spaceships. So it was kind of like a bottle show, wasn't it? And it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was good as everybody made it out to be. And it did have problems. I think it did. Storytelling problems. But, they were a lot better than what we'd had before. But anyway. So I don't really understand this article, so whatever. Don't know where they've got these numbers from. They're not being very... And it's behind a paywall, so I can't check it. Let's have a look. See what it says when I click open. What does it say? It's going to say... Just bear with me. Yes, it's behind a paywall. Not paying $4 a week to read the rap. No, it doesn't say, in the bit that you can read, it doesn't say where they've got them numbers from. Anyway, never mind. Right, so we'll move on. So anyway, that's how I don't understand, but I'd be guessing that most people watch Star Trek on streaming services to watch classic Star Trek, like we see in there. Although I think that's just some CG that somebody's done, rather than the new stuff. Also, the older bridge lighting looks great compared to the new lighting. They're too dark, aren't they? I think they're too dark in the bridges in new Star Trek. And they're too big. They're big sprawling bridges. In fact, the ship's interiors, the cabins and everything are all too... Particularly on Strange New Worlds, the captain's cabin is massive. And he's got an open fireplace in it, for Christ's sake. What's all that all about? That gets me mad. But I still do like Strange New Worlds. But I've got a feeling, I've said before again, I've got a feeling I'm not going to like Season 3, because I think Kurtzman's directly connected with it now. It was kind of just peripherally connected, you know, as an executive producer with the first 2 seasons, wasn't it? He was off busy doing his own stuff, wasn't he? His Clarice series, what it called, Clarice, and his Man Who Fell to Earth series, or a movie, whatever. That all bombed and got cancelled after 1 season because he's useless and he's never had an original thought in his life, has he? Anyway, maybe he's on his way out. That's what the rumours are, but believe it when we see it. Right, moving on. What's next? Buffy. Talking about Buffy next. So, right. So we'll just get on with it. There we go. It's from Den of Geek. Sarah Michelle Gellar. From hit websites that do that. Have this big, massive thing there that you can't get rid of. Sarah Michelle Gellar promises Buffy revival will only happen if we know we can do it right. Trust her. She's the class protector, says Louisa Meller. And there's Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy Summers, the Vampire Slayer. In 2018, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer revival was announced by Deadline as in development by original creator, Joss Whedon, and writer-producer and Midnight Texas creator, never heard of it, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Fringe writer Monica Owusu Breen. Just going back to Trek for a minute, I'm not going against Trek's trying new things, but make a better effort in terms of story. And yes. I think they've forgotten how to tell interesting stories in Star Trek for the most part these days. They're not engaging the audience with things to think about. You know, that's what Star Trek used to do, didn't it? It used to have a problem for the crew to solve, and you had to, and it left you thinking about it. But modern Trek quite a lot is just telling you something. You got to do your pronouns, all that stuff. Anyway, whatever. Where were we? Back to Buffy. That didn't happen in the Buffy revival. That didn't happen, and in the years that followed, it became clear that a new Buffy involving Whedon was not the way forward. Sorry, I'm a bit snotty. Allegations of misconduct and abusive bullying behaviour were made against the writer-director, primarily by Justice League actors Ray Fisher and Gal Gadot, and by Buffy and Angel actor Charisma Carpenter, whose statement on her treatment by Whedon was supported by fellow Buffy cast members Amber Benson and Michelle Trachtenberg. Apparently the story is Whedon wasn't allowed in the room alone with Michelle Trachtenberg, which is kind of scary, isn't it, in a way? But anyway. Buffy star Sarah Michelle Gellar responded to Carpenter's February 2021 post with an Instagram message showing solidarity with survivors of abuse and saying, "While I am proud to have my name associated with Buffy Summers, I don't want to be forever associated with the name Joss Whedon." He's properly cancelled, isn't he? Laugh. It was obvious that a show themed around female empowerment couldn't maintain ties with a creator described by Gellar in November 2022 as having run an extremely toxic male set. What fans... But, you know, was she saying anything back then? Because when they made it, that was just the way it was, wasn't it? In the past, the directors and showrunners and stuff like that, because it's the way Hollywood was and probably still is to a certain degree. It's toxic, isn't it? You get people they're just shouting it because they've got deadlines to reach and filming and setups, and they're saying, "Do this, do that. Why haven't you done that?" And they shout and ball at one another, don't they? But it's not all, sunshine and flowers and stuff and roses and rainbows. They're there to work. But anyway. So you often had directors shouting at people a lot, didn't you? Some more than others. What fans didn't know back then was that when Gellar made that statement, she was already in tentative talks with a new creative team about bringing Buffy back. On February 6th, 2025, Gellar posted the following on Instagram to address the news reported earlier in the week that another Buffy revival was nearing a pilot order from Hulu. A pilot order. I haven't heard that for a while, have we, that phrase, a pilot order. They usually go straight to series, don't they? But anyway, these days. Right, so, are they going to go through it? Oh, well, we'll just, is it all there? Yes, we'll just read it, what she said on Instagram. By the way, it popped up in my Instagram feed earlier on today, curiously. Justin 34 said, "Love Buffy, but really don't want to return unless it is a total reboot." I couldn't give a monkeys, to be honest. I like Buffy. I used to watch it. An Angel. I used to enjoy it, but, whether they redo it or not, I'm not really bothered. If they do a continuation or a new thing, I'm like, whatever. Because it wasn't really my thing. I did like it, but it wasn't really I wasn't a huge fan of it. But I do like it. So you might have heard, this is Sarah Michelle Gellar speaking, so you might have heard some news this week, but I realise you haven't heard from me. 3 years ago, I got a call from my dear friend and mentor, Gail Berman. Is she related to Rick, I wonder, of Star Trek fame? I don't know. She told me that she wanted me to sit down with Chloe Zhao. That name rings a bell. Is she that director that did Mulan, the Mulan feature film? That Chloe Zhao. I'm thinking of somebody else. Let me look her up. Chloe Zhao. Eternals. She did Eternals. That's what she did. Right. I knew it rung a bell. Anyway, where were we? Chloe Zhao. By the way, I didn't mind Eternals as well. I thought it was a terrible Marvel film, but as a general fantasy movie, I thought it was fine. It was a rubbish MCU film, but a decent fantasy. But anyway, whatever. Justin says, "Yeah, it was big when I was a high school lad." I can't actually remember when it came out. Was it in the 90s? Genuinely can't remember. But used to watch it. Where were we? Chloe Zhao. To hear her take on a potential Buffy revival, I was blown away that Chloe even knew who I was. But as I've always... Everybody knows who you are. I hate these famous Hollywood people that think that they're not famous. And that everybody knows who they are. She's like, "Oh, I don't even know." You know. Anyway, I was blown away. Sorry, nearly snotted then. I was blown away that Chloe even knew who I was. But as I've always done, I told Gail that I just didn't see a way for the show to exist again. We'd always been aligned on that, but this time I heard something different in her voice. I eventually agreed to go, mainly just to meet Chloe, and our 20-minute coffee quickly turned into a 4-hour adventure. We laughed, we cried, but mostly we both talked about how much this show means to us. 97 to 2000. Oh, right, very good. It's on I think it's on Disney Plus in the UK now, Buffy, because it was a Fox thing, wasn't it? So yeah, I think it's on Disney Plus now in the UK. We've got the DVDs. They're upstairs. My son's got them. And I like we're at like season 3. They went to widescreen, but it was initially filmed in like 4:3. But when they did the DVDs, they used the widescreen, I don't masters or whatever. And sometimes you can see the edges of the sets, and some of the special effects don't go over to the full widescreen. But anyway, they should have done that with TNG when they remastered that. But anyway, whatever. I forgot what I want now. While I didn't agree to anything at that meeting, I did shock myself by agreeing to continue the conversation. These conversations did, in fact, continue over the next few years, and eventually we added the incredible Nora and Lilla Zuckerman to our little tribe, until ultimately one day we landed on an idea. I have always listened to the fans and heard your desire to revisit Buffy and her world, but it was not something I could do unless I was sure we would get it right. This has been a long process and it's not over yet. I promise you we will only make this show if we know we can do it right, and I will tell you that we are on the path there. Justin says, maybe late 96 was the first episode. Warner Brothers was the channel it started, then after season 5, UPN. Oh, right. I feel so lucky to be on this journey, but I'm sure it's on. I'm sure it's on Disney Plus in the UK. I'm gonna check now. I'm gonna check. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere as I've been going around me streaming channels. Right, search. Watch it not be on here, and I'm totally wrong, which won't be the first time. It is. Look, it's there. Look. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's the movie with I forgot who plays. Hang on, it'll tell there, won't it? Details. Christy Swanson. Sorry. I don't think I've ever watched the movie all the way through. I will add that to my watch list. Yes, and there's the series. How many seasons? Have they got them all? Yes, all 6 seasons are on Disney Plus in the UK. Huzzah, I will add that to my watch list as well. I might start watching Buffy. Justin says, they already did more seasons in the comics. I'm good, no need for more Buffy. No, I don't need any more either. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more Angel, because that kind of ended on a cliffhanger, didn't it? Did Angel. But, anywho. Where were we? Oh, I'm Sarah's talking on Instagram. I feel so lucky to be on this journey with these 4 unbelievably talented women, all of whom love Buffy as much as I do and as much as you do. Thank you to all the fans who never stopped asking for this. This will be for you. So that's kind of saying that it's going to happen, isn't it? You know, this will be for you. Anyway, Gellar recounts. I've just bloody read all this now, and now they're going to just... Oh, whatever. Gellar recounts being approached by producer Gail Berman, executive producer on Buffy throughout its run, and a powerhouse in US television, perhaps unfairly famed among Whedon fans as having been the Fox executive to pull the plug on Firefly. To meet with the director of Best Picture Oscar winner Nomadland and the less fated Marvel's Eternals, Chloe Zhao, to hear her take on a potential Buffy revival. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, no, I've been through that. Yes, we know that. I've just read it. Don't need to read it again. Right. Immediately under Gellar's post was an endorsement from actor Emma Caulfield, who played ex-demon Anya in Buffy. I don't think she was an ex-demon, was she? I think she was always a bit of a demon, wasn't she? In Buffy seasons 3 to 7. You mean 6? I think it ended in season 6, didn't it? But anyway, and who called Gellar's words perfect, so Anya's into it. Did more seasons of Angel in comics that picked up right after the series ending. The Angel comics were pretty good. Very good. I've not read them. I'm not a big comics person. I know I've got a couple of comics up there that you can see, but I used to have lots of comics back in the day. Not like Marvel and DC, not them. But I used to have a lot of 2000 ADs. But I think when I left home, I think my mother just threw them all out. I don't know what happened to them. Where were we? There are so many questions to ask about a Buffy TV revival. Would the show ignore the comic book series that continued the story? Because Whedon wrote them, didn't it? I think it was classed as, you know, a canon continuation, wasn't there? But anyway, which of the original cast would return? Nicholas Brendan, who played Xander Harris on the show, has had a string of arrests and charges for drugs and violent behaviour, including domestic violence in recent years. He still does the convention circuit, doesn't he? Or he did, before COVID, anyway. If actors James Masters and David Boreanaz were to come back as their non-aging vampire characters Spike and Angel, would they be digitally de-aged to cover up the 20-odd years that have passed since we last saw them? Or since last we saw them? And if so, would it look weird? Don't know. For now, I don't think they would. I think they just, if they were going to be in it, I think they just have them, probably put a bit of makeup on them or whatever, but just have them looking as they do now and just explain it away in some other way, you know. But anyway. For now, though, in Gellar we trust. She promises fans that they won't do it unless they can do it right. As someone who could easily have given in and taken a fat revival check at any point in the decade since Buffy ended, she has the show's best interests at heart, as well as the backbone and nous to follow through on her promise. After all, she's the class protector. Yeah, we'll see, won't we? We'll see. We will see. That's all we can do. But as Justin says, you know, whatever. I'm not really bothered if they do continue it or do a reboot or I don't know. Would they bring back the? You know, would Sarah Michelle Gellar be in it, or would she just be like a producer on the show, like a consultant? They won't want it to be connected with Joss Whedon, will they? Even though he's the creator, and it'd have to have a credit, wouldn't it? You know, it'd have to say something like based on characters created by Joss Whedon. It'd have to, wouldn't it? By law, or he'd be suing them, wouldn't he? But anyway, but if they do, I hope it's good. There's something in. If the apocalypse comes, beep me. And there's another thing there. Oh, that's just that, isn't it? Fair enough. Fair enough. And now I've got the music going through my head. Dang, 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 dang. Oh dear. But anyway, yeah. Will they do it right? If we know we can do it right. Didn't do Star Trek right, did they, when they brought that back? Although I will say, and I keep saying this, I did enjoy season 1 for the most part of Star Trek Discovery, and then it just went to poo after season 1. But anyway, just as I'm a huge Buffy fan, I love it, but I'm out on it. Too many years have passed. Probably, yeah. Too many to bring back, you know, some of the cast. But I don't know, has Alison Hannigan aged? I think she's genuinely supernatural, because she doesn't seem to age, does she? But anyway. We will see. Right. Time for a 15-second break, and we'll talk about Harrison Ford. So, back in a mo. Right. Oh, I forgot to do that, didn't I? But before we go to that, Justin said if it was just her and all new characters, it may work. Because she's still looking, you know, well, isn't she? Sarah Michelle Gellar. Well, she don't have a stupid husband in it, but anyway. Right. Off we go to Harrison Ford. I keep forgetting, that's why the other one was still there. I keep forgetting there's a thing, click on view this tab. And I keep forgetting to click on it. It could be about older Slayer and new people to protect. Yeah, it could be. Anyway. Right, Harrison Ford. It's from Bounding into Comics. Spencer Bakula. Bakuli. Harrison Ford reflects on box office failure. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny says, shit happens, but he's still happy. Because, is he? Is Harrison Ford ever happy? He made the film, and there he is. It wasn't a good film, was it? It wasn't a good film. As history now shows, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Density was an undeniable critical and commercial disaster by practically every metric. But while star Harrison Ford is aware that the film was less than successful, he says he's still happy that he got the chance to go on one last archaeological dig. And there he is. It was rubbish though. It was rubbish. The silver screen veteran copped to the failure that was Indy's latest adventure while speaking to the Wall Street Journal's... Bloody hell, Spencer, proofread your bloody articles. Now, speaking to the Wall Street Journal's John Jurgensen as part of the Captain America Brave New World press tour. Oh, Marx is playing Thunderbolt Ross, isn't he? President Ross. And also the Red Hulk. Anyway, met with the mention of Dial of Density's terrible financial results, its final worldwide box office coming in at just $384 million against a reported production budget of $326 million minus advertising costs. Ford admitted, shit happens. And there's the de-aged Harrison Ford. I was really the one who felt there was another story to tell, he told his host. When Indy had suffered the consequences of the life that he had to live, I wanted one more chance to pick him up and shake the dust off his ass and stick him out there, bereft of some of his vigour, to see what happened. I'm still happy I made that movie. I don't think he was particularly bad in it. It wasn't him, it was the rest of the film around him that were terrible, in my opinion. Interestingly, it seems this sentiment of at least I had fun doing it is a significant motivating factor in regard to his recent career decisions. Asked earlier in the interview as to why he chose to snag a third Disney franchise under his belt and accept the role as President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross in the aforementioned Captain America sequel, the actor confirmed that he did so simply put because he thought it would be fun. Why not? Ford quipped back to Jurgensen. I saw enough Marvels to see actors that I admired having a good time. And there he is. Well, there's the CG version of him being the Red Hulk. And who should just splatter Sam Wilson to goo. But obviously that's not going to happen. Justin says, I love Harrison Ford. The first 15 minutes of the movie was the best part. Yep, when it was during World War II. After that part, it stunk. Glad they didn't kill him off. I bet they thought about it. Because that was one of the rumours, wasn't it? I remember before it came out, one of the rumours was he got killed off. Or he was wiped from history, wasn't it? That was one of the rumours. And that Phoebe Waller-Bridge took over. She became Indiana Jones. Yeah, it was fine in it. The other stuff was bad, yeah. But anyway. Anywho, to this end, the actor interestingly noted that when he first accepted his Brave New World role, he didn't really know that at the end I would turn into the Red Hulk. Well, it's like life, he explained. You only get so far in the kit until the last page of the instructions is missing. That's my impression of Harrison Ford. I know it's not very good. But anyway, and there is his Red Hulk legs and Captain America's shield in the ground for some reason. With his time at Indy having come to a close, who says? You never know. Ford says he's turning his attentions towards his future work, beginning with his upcoming debut as the aforementioned Crimson Colossus in Sam Wilson's next outing. While it's currently unknown whether the film will be his first or only appearance in the MCU, oh God, the Red Hulk will move to finally unleash his rage when Captain America Brave New World officially hits theatres on February 14th, and it's going to bomb. I think it is. It's going to bomb massively because it cost a huge amount of money to make. Well over $300 million because of all the reshoots and stuff like that. And it won't make that money back. I don't think. Or if it does, it'll be a minuscule profit. But I don't think it'll do well, because I don't think people will be saying, they'll go see it, they'll see Captain America, oh, let's go see Steve Rogers, and then they'll be saying, where's Steve Rogers in this film? But anyway, they say, hang on, who's that they're calling Captain? That's not Steve Rogers, that's Falcon. We saw him in the other films. Because they didn't watch the Disney Plus series, because nobody watches Disney Plus. Well, not very many people. Compared to the watch Netflix, I was amazed at that pie chart. See if I can find it. The pie chart that shows the fraction of, the share of the streaming services. See if it's there. Which one was it now? Is it this one? No, that's an old one. Is this it? No, that's 2019. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. I'm trying to find the one from 2024. I can't blooming find it. It was something like 70% anyway, were Netflix, and the rest just shared up the other 25% or whatever. So I think all the others had usually less than 10% of the streaming pie. I can't really find it. Hang on, what's that one? That's not it, no. Let's try that. Is it this one? No. Bear with me. No, it's not that one. Right, go back. Because I can't remember where it was on the internet. Whatever, I can't remember. But as I said, Netflix had 70% of the streaming viewership, and the rest, Disney Plus, Hulu. I think the second biggest, were Amazon. I think they had 10 to 20%, I can't remember, and the rest were just shared out between all the others, Paramount Plus and all them. And Disney was something like, I think they were less than 10%, or maybe just exactly 10%, which is nothing, is it? Nothing. But anyway, what we're talking about? Why Harrison Ford is still happy he made Dial of Destiny. Well, good for him. I'm glad he's happy he did it. He's in the twilight of his career, I imagine. Will he do a Air Force 1-2 next? Don't know. Anyway, moving on. We'll move on to the next one. We're getting there. We're nearly done. The next article is this one. Back to the Future from the Hollywood Reporter. Go away. Continue without supporting. From Lexi Carson. Back to the Future co-creator isn't interested in a fourth movie and is focused on the musical instead. Bob Gale said he replies, F you, when asked about Back to the Future 4. Right. And good on him. And they've also said something like, as long as they're alive, Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis, that Back to the Future will never get remade, or they've had it written into some legal document that the films are never going to be remade, or something like that. Anyway, the Back to the Future films have stopped at 3. Bob Gale, who co-created and co-wrote the classic 80s films with Robert Zemeckis, was asked backstage at the Saturn Awards what dreams he still has left after achieving so much success from the franchise. I'm having the best third act of life that anybody could imagine, Gale responded alongside the film stars Christopher Lloyd and Leah Thompson, People always say, well, when are you guys going to do Back to the Future 4? And we say, F you. You quote me on that, and everybody has quoted him on it. Gail continued, we made 3 terrific movies and people kept asking for more Back to the Future. So we made Back to the Future the musical. We're taking it around the world. The producer noted how in addition to the film's musical adaptation travelling across North America, it also has plans to open in Japan, Germany, Australia and on Royal Caribbean cruises. So, my God, Back to the Future, I'm going to be doing it for the rest of my life. Who could ask for anything more, he said. By the way, I bet that's an interesting film. I think it's on it's on Apple, though, isn't it? The Gorge, Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. Anyway, when's that out? Oh, that's out February 14th as well, tell you. We'll be busy, innit, on Valentine's Day. Back to the Future, the musical, nominated for 2 Tony Awards, closed on Broadway last month. It showed at the Winter Garden Theatre for 18 months and grossed $1.9 million. Is that a lot? Doesn't sound a lot for 18 months, does it? I mean, how much did it cost to put on? Because 18 months, you're going to have to pay everybody that worked there. They're not doing it for nothing, are they? But, it says the first one and the second one were great, third one not so much. Yeah, it's the least of them. I mean, it's still good, but it's not as good as the first 2, is it? The third one. But because it's totally different, isn't it? Because they go back to the Wild West and that, so it's like a just too big of a departure, I think, from the first 2, isn't it? In my opinion, but I still enjoyed it. But anywho. But 1.9 million for 18 months 18 months worth of shows doesn't sound a lot, does it? So did it lose money? Probably, to be completely honest. It's a terrifically fun and amusing story that works nearly as well on stage as it did on film, the Hollywood Reporter wrote in its review of the Broadway show, where the show pulls out the stops is with its technical elements, including dazzling projections, special effects, and innovative sound and lighting designs to give the production the feel of a no surprise here theme park attraction, and it only grossed 1.9 million in a year and a half. But as Broadway theme park attraction shows go, and there have been plenty of them, this one really impresses, with the sides and ceiling of the cavernous Winter Garden tricked out with lighting and video projections that make you feel as if you're inside a giant computer. What? What's that got to do with Back to the Future? The musical is currently playing at the West End for its 4th year. Oh, right, I wonder how much it's made now. Is that it? Tell me another short one. I can't imagine it as a musical, It's the Libyans. I don't know. But whatever. So yeah, it's okay, the third one. But kind of throws you off. Yes, because like I say, it's too much of a departure in it from the first 2. But it's still fun. In a way. So they shouldn't do any more, and I don't think they will. And I'm not going to see the musical either. I wonder if it's on YouTube. Don't know. But there we go. But yeah, I'm sure on the DVD, I'm sure it says in the commentary or whatever. There's somewhere, I'm sure they've said Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale have said that it's never going to get remade and they're not going to make any more, and it's it's in like a legal document. They're not allowed to. And bless them for that, because Hollywood would only make a complete hash of it. Anyway. Right, we'll move on to the last story of the night, which is this one. From Variety. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, I can't do that either. I'll just keep refreshing this. It's not going to work, is it? I'm going to have to allow ads. No, I'm going to have to allow ads. Just bear with me. I'll just remove it a minute. Tell you. I forgot how to do this. Pause on this site for my ad blocker. No, not pause on this site. Yes, it is pausing this time for the ad blocker. Yeah, sorry. Don't know what I'm talking about. So probably a million adverts popping up on this now. Right, where were we? From Variety, Todd Spangler. Warner Brothers releases 31 full-length movies on its YouTube channels, streaming for free. It's not in the UK. I'm guessing it's America only, the US only. So if you want to watch them outside of America, you'll have to use a VPN, because I checked, because I've got a VPN, and I checked earlier on, and they popped up. Because in the UK, I checked, because there's a link. I will demonstrate in a minute. Anyway, right, there's Jackie Chan. Look. Over the years, Warner Brothers has tried to monetize its catalogue of older movies through different subscription streaming services, including Filmstruck, which I've never heard of, which it shut down less than a year, after it launched in 2018. Now, Warner Brothers Entertainment has quietly taken a new approach to bringing its content to YouTube to farm its film catalogue for digital ad revenue. Since the start of 2025, the company has released 31 movies on Warner Brothers' owned YouTube channels, all available for free in the US. The movies include ads, unless you are a YouTube Premium subscriber, which I am. Warner Brothers has published a YouTube playlist with the free movies available at this link. Right, so I'll open that up and I will show you. There we go. Oh, I can't show you. Hang on, there we go. That's what it looks like for me. 36 unavailable videos are hidden, so I can't watch them in the UK. But if I fire up my VPN, just give it a second to come on, and I'll refresh it. Oh, there we go. There you go. They've all appeared now, look, because it thinks I'm in America. So there we go. So we've got Wind of the Lion, Curly Sue, The Avengers. I hate that film. It's bloody awful. But there you go. So if it thinks you're in the USA, the titles are varied and cut across genres, with some films on the list dating back decades. The movies include Mutant on the Bounty, starring Marlon Brando. Is that the one with Charles Lawton as Captain Black? I can't remember. I think it is, isn't it? Mr. Christian! Anyway, The Adventures of Pluto Nash, which I kind of enjoyed, starring Eddie Murphy. It was a massive flop, wasn't it? Because I think at the time it had like a $90 million budget, which were a lot back when it came out. And it was a huge flop, wasn't it? But I did remember quite enjoying it when I saw it on video. Oh God, featuring George Burns in the titular role. The Mission, starring Robert De Niro. Waiting for Guffman. Return of the Living Dead Part 2. And Leonardo DiCaprio's climate change documentary, The 11th Hour. The most viewed movie of the batch is Mr. Nice Guy, the 1997 action comedy starring Jackie Chan, pictured above, which has more than 16 million views since Warner Brothers released it on January 1st on YouTube. Warner Brothers' release of the films on YouTube was spotted by Gizmodo. Go away. Why are you going away? Whatever. Warner Brothers has previously licensed movies. Oh, excuse me. Had a big bowl of stew about an hour before I started the stream. It's starting to repeat on me. Warner Brothers has previously licensed movies to YouTube for the video platform's free ad-supported movies and TV section. What is new is that the studio, in a test with YouTube, is now making free titles available on Warner Brothers' own channels like Warner Brothers Classics to improve their visibility and discoverability. Meanwhile, Warner Brothers Discovery also has cut deals to license content for free ad-supported platforms like Roku and Tubi. It's worth noting that none of the films streaming free on YouTube are currently available on Max, Warner Brothers Discovery's subscription streaming service. Watch your favourite full movies here from Warner Brothers Entertainment. A message on the Warner Brothers Entertainment playlist on YouTube says, all your favourite legends are here, including Jackie Chan, Ryan Reynolds, Catherine O'Hara, Tarzan. There's actually an actor called Tarzan. Liam Neeson, Julia Roberts, Eugene Levy, and more. Keep an eye out for more feature-length films for free right here. The blurb's use of the word favourite is possibly ambitious. Can I get rid of that video? It's getting on my nerves. It won't let me click on it. Oh wait, let me click on it. Anyway, never mind. Here's the full list of titles from Warner Brothers currently available for free on YouTube. Right, so we've got The Wind of the Lion starring Sean Connery, which I've not seen. I've probably not seen most of these, to be completely honest. Michael Collins, that's Liam Neeson, isn't it? 1996. Again, I've not seen it. Mr. Nice Guy, not seen that. Starring Jackie Chan. City Heat, I've seen that. Clint Eastwood and Burt Reynolds, that's a good film, is that? I think, if it's the one I'm thinking of. Yes, I have seen it. The 11th Hour, 2007. The Adventures of Pluto Nash, 2002, starring Eddie Murphy. Chaos Theory, starring Ryan Reynolds. Waiting for Guffman. American Ninja 5. Mutiny on the Bounty. Dungeons and Dragons, 2000. I thought it was in the 90s, that film. Oh well, whatever. The Wind of the Lion is very good. I've never seen it. I don't think I have, anyway. I don't think I've seen it. Bonfire of the Vanities, starring Tom Hanks. Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I've seen that. It's a hoot. The Accidental Tourist. Critters 4. Yeah. Is that the one where they go to space? Oh, they're in space already, aren't they? They'll go back. Whatever. Murder in the First. Year of Living Dangerously. December Boys. Lionheart. Oh God. Crossing Delancey. Price of Glory. Flight of the Living Dead. Outbreak on a Plane. I'll have to watch that one. I don't think I've seen that one. Deal of the Century. Death Trap. The Mission. Suburbia. Hot to Trot. True Stories. The Science of Sleep. And The Big Tease. So they're not exactly massive movies, are they, that they put out on YouTube, but, whatever. They're free. They're free. So, good stuff. More studios should do stuff like that, I think. Start putting movies onto YouTube to watch for free. They'll get the ad revenue off it, or the premium, subscriber revenue. More should do that and stop doing stupid copyright claims on bloody reviewers and stuff, particularly Universal. But anyway, there we go. So I just thought that was interesting. So if you're in the States, you can watch those for free, and if you're outside the States, you can still watch them for free, but you've got to use a VPN. Right, so that's it. We're all done. Remove that. We're all done and dusted. So there we go. And my eye's twitching again. Oh dear. Right, so we'll leave it there. We're all done. So, what's coming up next? What day are we on? Sunday. Tomorrow, Magnificent Mondays this week, is going to be Roswell, the 1994 Showtime, I think it was Showtime, TV movie about the infamous Roswell crash of July 1947. No Ferengi in this film. If Windgrace isn't here because he's busy watching The Superb Owl. And then on Friday, for Friday Night Apart with Fear, because it's Valentine's Day, we're doing My Bloody Valentine, the 2009 version. Not the 2001 one, not the 1981 one, the 2009 version. And then on Wednesday, it's I forgot what they call it now. The show, the thing where I do my top 5 favourite movies from every year that I've been alive, and I can't remember what year we're on. Is it 1988? I can't remember the last one we did. I think the last one we did was 87, wasn't it? So let me check. I'm just checking my channel. Check your channel live. What was the last one I did? Yes, 1987 was the last one I did. So we're up to 1988. So there we go. It was nice to hang with you this afternoon. Always a pleasure. It's the middle of the night here. Well, not the middle. It's 10:30 at night. But I'll be watching the Super Bowl later on. I don't know anything about American football, but I watched it last year and quite enjoyed it. So I'll watch that later. There'll be lots of adverts in it, which will annoy me. I think last year we were on the BBC. The BBC don't show adverts. So we had like continuous coverage. And when it cut to commercials, you know, in the American feed, it just went to the studio and they just carried on talking. Where this year it's on ITV, which is a commercial channel, so we're going to get lots of commercials, aren't we? But anyway, I don't even know who's playing in it. I don't even know who's playing it. As I say, I'm not a big fan of American football, but I did quite enjoy it last year, so I will watch it again. I'll probably fall asleep because it won't be until like 1 o'clock. Oh, there's a home team now. Okay. Well, good luck to the Eagles then. Yeah, go Eagles, yes. Go Eagles. They're who I'll be rooting for. But that could be, you know, a jinx, because whoever I root for generally lose. But anyway, particularly if I watch it. I don't like watching my football team, you know, soccer team is Leeds United. When they show the matches on TV, I dare watch them because I know that every time I watch, you know, watch something live, I jinx it, and my team always loses. So I dare watch them live. And I haven't watched any of their matches this year, and they're at the top of the league, so far. But anyway, so that's what's coming up anyway. I'll be watching that tonight. And Wednesday, I did say 1988, my top 5 favourite movies of that year. I can't actually remember what my top 5 favourite movies of that year are. I'm going to have a look now, because I'm curious. Where's that gone? Oh, it's there. Where are we? Is it this one? Is that one, isn't it? Yes, go down to 1988. Where is it? Yes, of course. I won't tell you what they're going to be, but again, lots of honourable mentions. There's the top 5. What we got? 2 horror films. Anyway, and lots of honourable mentions. Oh dear. My family are big. Oh, man, you don't say that to a Leeds fan. Leeds United and Manchester United are mortal enemies, and they have been for decades. They are. But anyway, never mind. But to be honest, you know, I say I'm a Leeds United fan. I couldn't name you one member of the Leeds United squad these days. I know them from like the 70s, Peter Lorimer and all that. But nowadays, I couldn't name you one mention of the. I couldn't tell you the name of the manager. I know he's a foreigner. I don't know. But that's how much of a fan I am. Anyway, I'm going now. So thanks, Justin, for keeping me company while you prepare for the superb owl. But anyway, right. So, by the way, do you see my photo that I put on in the community section of my new setup? I've got a camera now up here for when I do my sketch time, so it's directly overhead, so not at a weird angle. So we'll see how we go. Next time I do a sketch, hopefully it'll work and it won't fall on my head, and I won't be sticking my head in the view of the camera, which I probably will because I'm stupid. But anyway, right, I'm going. So. Yes, you too. Right, so I'm going now. So thanks for watching, and wherever you are, look after each other, and until next time, I'm going to go find, where's my outro? Which one shall I use? Where are we? Where is it? There we go, use that one. So thanks for watching, wherever you are, look after each other, and until next time, I'll see thee.
That old Yorkshire geek with stories to unfold.